what if the piece of paper you spent 4 years of your life earning?
Right, your college degree.
Yeah, your college degree. What if that piece of paper came with an expiration date of exactly 24 hours?
Wow. That is a terrifying thought for a lot of people.
It really is. But, I mean, if you step back and look at the era of artificial intelligence we are living in right now, it practically does expire that fast.
It does. And, we have built our entire society around this idea that education is like a mountain you climb.
Right. Like you reach the top and you are just done.
Exactly. You get your diploma, you plant your flag, and you're completely done. But the reality we are facing today is that there is no top of the mountain anymore.
No.
The ground is literally moving beneath our feet.
It really is. So, welcome to the Deep Dive.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we are exploring a profoundly important set of ideas from a document by Forrest English. And our mission today, the core mission of our conversation, is to really understand this concept of lifelong learning in the AI era.
Yeah, but we are not just going to, give you a loan of study habit.
No, absolutely not.
We are going to completely take apart the way we think about human knowledge and work and, really survival.
Survival. That is a heavy word, but it is accurate. Because artificial intelligence is not just another new tool.
Right. It's not like a better hammer.
Or a faster car.
Yeah.
It is something that fundamentally alters the value of what we know. So the premise we are working with today is that lifelong learning is no longer just a nice hobby.
Yeah. It is not something extra you do on the weekends anymore.
Exactly. It is the absolute core requirement for surviving the modern world.
It really is.
So I want to talk directly to you, our listener, for a second. If you look around right now and feel a sense of quiet panic, you are not alone.
Not at all.
You see unmanned cars navigating city streets. You see drones flying in the sky delivering packages. You see software programs writing computer code and, answering complex questions in seconds.
And if that makes you feel overwhelmed, that is a completely natural human response.
It really is.
It just means you are paying attention.
Right.
The world is accelerating. But our goal today is to replace that feeling of being overwhelmed with a feeling of control.
Right. Control over your own path.
Exactly. We are going to break down exactly how to face this new world. We are going to look at why things are changing and how you can change with them.
Because this is actually a massive opportunity rather than a tragedy. But I want to establish a rule for our deep dive today.
Okay, what is the rule?
Because these concepts are so big, we are going to take our time. We are going to speak clearly and carefully so that every single idea can be fully understood.
I think that is a great rule. We really need to unpack these things slowly.
Yeah. We are going to use simple words, but look for the deep meaning behind them. So let's start with the first major concept from the Forrest English material.
The illusion of being done.
Yes, the illusion of being done. We touched on this just a moment ago. The old model of the world was based entirely on the university degree.
Right. You go to school, you study hard, you get a bachelor's.
Maybe a master's or a PhD.
And that piece of paper means you are secure for your whole life. It is a beautiful promise, isn't it?
It is, the promise of permanent security. But what the text is warning us about now is that a degree only proves one specific thing.
What does it prove?
It proves that you studied something in the past.
In the past. Yeah. Right. It is a historical document.
Exactly. A historical document. It shows what you were capable of understanding on the exact day you graduated.
But it cannot guarantee your knowledge fits the future.
Right. So let's unpack this. Think of a degree like a ticket to enter a sports stadium.
Okay, a ticket.
The ticket gets you inside the building, right? But once you are inside, you still have to walk around. You have to find your seat. You have to watch the game.
Right.
The ticket doesn't play the game for you.
That is a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the text gives us a very specific example.
Oh, the computer science graduate. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Imagine a computer science graduate.
Right.
They get their degree, and then they stop learning for 10 years.
10 years in technology is like a century.
It really is. So what happens? They miss out on entirely new programming languages. They miss the shift to cloud platforms.
Right. Massive data systems.
And completely new cybersecurity risks.
So if they walk into a modern tech company with their 10-year-old knowledge, they're basically speaking a dead language.
Exactly. Degrees are losing their permanent value because the world itself refuses to stay still.
Which is a perfect transition, really, because that leads us directly into understanding the very nature of change.
The nature of change, yes.
This is the second major section of our deep dive, why change is normal, and, more importantly, why we absolutely hate it.
Oh, we really do hate it. Human beings naturally feel very uncomfortable with change.
We do. We like stability. We like routines. We like knowing exactly what will happen tomorrow.
Right.
But the text highlights a powerful progression. Let's look at the historical timeline the document mentions because it shows how relentless change is.
Okay, let's trace it. First, the steam engine arrived.
Sure.
And the steam engine changed industry. It completely changed physical work.
Then electricity came along.
And electricity changed daily life. It conquered the night. Then cars changed transportation.
Right. Distance wasn't a barrier in the same way anymore.
Exactly. Then airplanes changed global travel. And then we moved to the cognitive changes. Computers changed how we work.
The internet changed how we communicate.
Smartphones changed our minute-by-minute daily life. And now AI is changing almost everything.
Every single time one of those things happened, people probably thought, well, surely things will settle down now.
But they never do. And this brings us to a really powerful quote from the text. I want to dwell on this for a second.
Okay, what is the quote?
The text says, "Static status is temporary. Change is normal."
Static status is temporary, change is normal.
Let's slow down and explain exactly what static means in simple terms.
Yeah, let's unpack that.
Static means unmoving. It means frozen in place, unchanging.
Like a static picture on a screen.
Exactly. We often walk through life believing that a static status is the normal way things should be. We think stability is normal.
But the text says thinking stability is normal is actually a mistake in the modern world.
It is a massive mistake.
So let me ask you this. If change is actually the normal state of the world, why do we keep trying to reject it?
That is the million-dollar question.
The text says if we reject change, we fall behind. But if we embrace it, we grow. So why is it so hard to just embrace it?
I think it comes down to energy. Learning new things takes mental energy. It is exhausting. Routine is easy.
So our brains just want to be lazy.
Essentially, yes. Our brains want to save energy. But while historical changes like the steam engine were massive, this current AI era brings a completely different kind of change.
How so?
Because it directly impacts how we learn. The steam engine didn't change how we learn. AI does.
Which brings us to section 3, the AI era. The text calls this a golden age of learning.
It really is a golden age. AI makes learning easier than ever before in human history.
Let's list exactly how the text says AI can help you learn faster, because this is very practical.
Okay, first, you can ask AI to explain difficult concepts in simple language.
Right. So if you are reading something dense, you just ask the AI to simplify it.
Exactly. You can ask it to give you specific examples. You can ask it to make custom quizzes for you.
Just to test your own knowledge. That is amazing.
You can ask it to correct your English. You can ask it to understand computer code.
It can even summarize a 50-page research paper into a short summary.
Or plan out a massive project step by step. It is essentially an infinitely patient, free tutor.
Okay, but wait. Here's where it gets really interesting. Let me push back on this a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
If AI makes learning so easy, and it is basically free, doesn't that mean everyone can do it?
Yes, everyone has access to it.
So the text says AI makes competition stronger. But how? If everyone has the magic tutor, where is the advantage?
What's fascinating here is that simply having access to AI is not the advantage anymore. The tool is not the advantage.
Because everyone has the tool.
Right. The key difference is who knows how to use AI better. And that comes down to what the text calls a learning mindset.
A learning mindset. Let's break that down. What does that mean?
It means being willing to learn, first of all. You have to want to grow.
Okay, willingness.
Second, it means not being afraid of new things.
Right. You can't run away when you see a new software interface.
Exactly. Third, it means admitting what you don't know.
Oh, that is hard for a lot of people. Admitting you don't know.
It is very hard. But in the AI era, pretending you know everything is a fatal error. The technology moves too fast.
And fourth, it means practicing step by step. So it's not the tool itself, it's the mindset of the operator.
Exactly. It's a competition of curiosity and humility now.
Which leads us into a very physical reality. Section 4, the shifting landscape of work.
This is where people get really nervous. The disappearing and emerging jobs.
Let's look at how AI, robots, and automation will physically change the job market. The text gives us very specific details here.
First, let's look at what might decrease. The text focuses heavily on repetitive tasks.
Why repetitive tasks?
Because computers and robots are fundamentally better at repetition than humans are. They don't get tired. They don't get bored.
So if your job is doing the exact same small action over and over, that is a target for automation.
Yes. And let's look at how entire industries will shift.
Let's start with unmanned vehicles.
Right. Unmanned cars and trucks. The text says this will completely change taxi work and delivery work.
And you have unmanned aircraft, drones.
Drones are changing logistics. They're changing bridge and power line inspection. They're even changing agriculture, like monitoring crops.
And then there are robots, physical robots.
They will change factory assembly lines. They will change warehouse work, even cleaning work.
It is a massive physical shift, but it's not just physical labor.
No, not at all. The text mentions AI agents.
Right, software agents.
These agents will change general office work. They will change customer service, marketing, and even software development.
It sounds like every job is going away, but the text lists entirely new jobs that are appearing right now.
Yes, every historical disruption destroys old categories, but creates new ones.
Let's read the new jobs listed in the source. AI prompt engineer,
Right.
AI product manager, data scientist, cloud engineer.
And it mentions an AI workflow designer.
What does that person do?
They basically look at a company's processes and figure out exactly where AI can make things faster
Oh, that makes sense. The text also lists an AI safety specialist.
to make sure the systems don't cause harm.
And on the physical side, jobs like robot operator or autonomous system supervisor, someone has to monitor the robots.
Exactly. When you look at this shift, people are generally asking the wrong question.
Yes, the text highlights this so well. We shouldn't ask, will AI take my job?
Asking, will it take my job, puts you in a place of complete fear and powerlessness.
Right. We should be asking, how can I learn new skills and work with AI?
It changes everything. It moves you from fear to action.
That is such an empowering shift in wording. Instead of waiting for a storm, you figure out how to build a windmill.
I like that. But moving from fear to action requires a specific survival trait.
Which brings us to section 5, the antidote to fear, adaptation and curiosity.
Adaptation is key. The text uses a biological comparison here.
Like animals in nature.
Right. Just as animals survive in nature because they adapt to their environment, people in society must also adapt.
So a rabbit in a snowy climate doesn't fight the snow.
No, its fur changes color to blend in. It adapts.
It just observes the reality of the environment and adjusts. It doesn't stand there and complain about the snow.
Exactly. The text defines adaptation very clearly. It means observing, learning, and adjusting instead of just complaining.
Complaining doesn't fix the changing environment.
If old methods are outdated, you simply update them.
But wait, let's explore this deeply. There is a beautiful line from the text here. It says, adaptation does not mean losing yourself. It means becoming stronger in a changing world.
That is a profound sentence.
I really want to unpack this because people worry that if they constantly change their skills, they lose their core identity.
Right. They feel like they are just becoming machines themselves.
But the text says it just adds to your strength, like a woodworker using a new, faster robotic tool. The tool doesn't change the woodworker's artistic vision.
Right. Their vision remains intact. Their capability just expands. They become stronger.
And what powers this adaptation? The text introduces curiosity as the engine for adaptation.
Curiosity is so important. Curiosity means asking questions.
Like, why does this happen? Can AI help me do this better?
Yes. When you are driven by genuine curiosity, learning becomes natural.
It doesn't feel like forced work anymore.
Exactly. Removes the friction.
So what does this all mean practically? We know we need to be curious. We know we need to adapt. But what are the actual physical steps we can take today?
This is the best part. The action plan.
Section 6, 5 practical steps to lifelong learning. Let's walk through these small, uncomplicated steps very slowly and deliberately.
We want to make sure you can really absorb them.
Step 1, read a little every day.
Read a little every day. Notice the word little.
Yes, the text lists, news, books, articles, papers, but just a little bit.
Small, daily inputs build the foundation. It is like exercise. 10 push-ups a day is better than 100 push-ups once a month.
Right. Step 2, use AI as an assistant.
Make it a daily habit. Ask it to explain ideas you don't understand.
Or ask it to create practice questions for you. Just make it your active helper.
Yes. Step 3, practice new skills. And the text have a warning here. Don't just watch videos.
Don't just watch videos. Oh, this is the fluency illusion.
Right. You watch a video of someone coding and you think, I can do that. But you can't.
You actually have to try to write the code. You have to make a video or build a small website. You have to use the new software tool yourself. Action is required.
Action is absolutely required,
Mm-hmm.
which leads to step 4, reflect.
Reflect. The text gives us 3 questions to ask ourselves.
Question 1, what did I learn?
Question 2, how can I use it?
Question 3, what should I improve?
It is a simple cycle to lock the knowledge in. And then, step 5, stay humble.
Stay humble. This raises an important point about the AI era.
The text says even experts need to keep learning because the world changes too fast for anyone to know everything.
Admitting I don't know is actually a superpower now.
Because it is the necessary first step to learning. If your ego forces you to pretend you know everything, you can't learn.
You are completely stuck. Humility keeps you safe.
Okay, so read a little. Use AI as an assistant. Practice new skills. Reflect. Stay humble. 5 simple steps. Now, for Section 7, the text shifts focus to a specific example of lifelong learning.
Learning English?
Yes, learning English as the ultimate tool for lifelong learning. The text views English not as a school subject, but as a vital tool.
That is a huge distinction. It is not a subject to be tested on.
Like you don't grade a key, right? A key either opens the door or it doesn't.
Exactly. And let's look at the specific doors the text says English opens.
It helps you study, it helps you work, it helps you communicate.
It helps you understand culture.
And crucially, it connects you with global technology and business trends.
It opens doors to more information and lectures. If you wait for everything to be translated, you are operating on a delay.
Right, because most new AI research is in English.
Exactly. But here is the most liberating advice the text gives for learning English, which really applies to learning anything in the AI era.
What is that?
You do not need to be perfect.
You do not need to be perfect. That removes so much anxiety.
You just need daily practice. The text lists it out.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, speak, read, review vocabulary, repeat sentences.
Small daily progress becomes big progress over time. Let's do a quick summary check here.
Yeah.
If we look at this English learning advice, it perfectly mirrors the curiosity and adaptation sections we talked about earlier.
How so?
Well, practicing a language perfectly mirrors the lifelong learning mindset. You have to be curious to learn a new word. You have to adapt when someone doesn't understand you.
Right. And you have to stay humble.
Making a mistake in a new language is the ultimate exercise in humility. You sound silly, you learn the right word, and you move forward.
It trains your brain to be comfortable with discomfort.
Exactly. So, we are reaching the end of our deep dive today. Let's do a final summary of everything we've unpacked using very simple language.
Okay, let's bring it all together.
The world is changing. A degree is valuable, but it is not enough forever. It is a historical document.
Right. Change is normal, and status is temporary.
We must stay curious, we must stay humble, and we must use AI wisely.
And remember, the AI era is not just a challenge. It is the massive opportunity if we face it with courage.
It really is a golden age for learning. Before we sign off, I want to leave you, the listener, with a final provocative thought to mull over.
Building purely on the philosophy we discussed today.
Exactly. The text taught us today that status is temporary. So I want you to look at your own life right now.
Look closely at your daily routines.
What is one skill, one tool, or one routine you have right now that you consider permanent? Maybe it's how you organize your emails or a specific software you use for your job.
Something that feels entirely safe and static.
Right. Now ask yourself, how can you start preparing today for the day that it finally changes? Because it will change.
The ground will eventually move.
Yes, it will. So keep learning, keep practicing, and keep asking better questions. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.